going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys could donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel? It's down there strolling below the screen, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you come in and out of the building. Make sure you guys share the videos, man. All right? Man, let's get into it, man. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it's got to be said. So, Shakur Stevenson, the rumors is, well, he almost acknowledging it, that he's basically not fighting the dude Cepeda. I had no problem with him fighting him this year. Because it was for a championship belt, and it was understandable to me. I understood that he was in a difficult position because he was a free agent. That's probably why it was very hard to probably him and Tank make the fight happen, right? Tried to give Shakur the benefit of the doubt. So the latest news is that Shakur Stevenson is going to fight somebody that's coming off a loss that nobody knows and nobody gives a fuck about. Let me let me make this very, very clear at the end of the day. Shakur Stevenson is a hell of a fucking fighter. He is one of the best in the world. Shakur is full of shit. He's full of shit. But before I get into Shakur, this is one of Devin Haney's top kiss assers. 78 Sports TV. I'm very, very sick of this nigga running around here showing his bias and then try to say everybody else is showing bias. You're not admitting your bias, but everybody else is biased. You're a true boxing fan. Okay, listen to this bullshit that this nigga says about the whole Shakur situation, about Tank. Even he brings up Devin and the lies that he spills. Let's get into
it. All right. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Much love to the chat. Super chat. Everybody came through showing love today. Check it out, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. And also share the video. I'm so tired of y'all sending me messages about Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Every day I wake up, I either got an email or a Instagram message about Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. I stopped following it. I just stopped reading the articles. I stopped paying attention to who's saying what. I've been down this road so many times before as a boxing fan, unfortunately.
For a nigga that's tired, he's still talking about it. So that's his first lie. You're so sick of people sending you shit. You're so tired of talking about it. You've been down this road before. Why are you even addressing it? Listen, people. People send me shit all the time. If I feel like it ain't shit that I need to address about it, I won't address it. I don't have no say in it. Because some shit is just not my place to speak on certain shit. And I genuinely stand on that. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? Love you too, bro. But I genuinely don't talk about certain shit. And it's not because I can't. It's not because I ain't knowledgeable about it. It's just that it doesn't need me to say anything about it. Or it may not be that big of an issue for me. So I don't speak on it, on certain shit. So this whole notion, he's sick and tired of people sending them shit. You the only motherfucker that gets sent shit, and people keep talking to you, keep asking you about it. You ain't the only one, nigga. You ain't special like that. But anyway, let's move on. People might think I'm being petty, but I'm not. I see the problem with a lot of these niggas on YouTube. They say shit, but contradict everything that they say. 1 minute you're saying this, then the next minute you're saying another thing. Nah, bro. Let's move on, man. These dudes are out of fucking pocket. 78 Sports, I had a lot of respect for you, bro, till you did this bullshit.
The Mayweather Pacquiao saga. Devin Haney versus Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. So on and so forth. I can go on for 100 years. The bottom line is this, man. If Gervonta Tank Davis wanted to fight Shakur Stevenson, he could fight him next. Period. You can't tell me on the one hand, Gervonta Tank Davis is the face of boxing, he's the cash cow, he this, he that, and then tell me why he can't fight somebody because of politics and blah, blah, blah. Even though y'all trying to
No, nigga. I'm gonna say this again to the Tank Davis haters, because it's a lot of you niggas, and he's one of them. Listen, I'm gonna say it once again. It's not complicated to comprehend this shit. Yes, the boxing of business is a business. These are prize fighters. Okay? Politics actually does matter in this shit. It's like society, people. People pretend, like some people like, I don't talk politics, I don't do politics. Well, nigga, everyday life that's going on is politics. Politics has something to do with it. You go to the grocery store, nigga, that got something to do with politics. You see how high shit is, or gas, or whatever it may be. Your gas and electric, whatever, water bill, your mortgage go up, insurance go up. It's politics. This shit is all politics. So listen, politics is a big thing in boxing. And let's just be very, very honest about this. It's not complicated. If a nigga don't sell, and the nigga is one thing that you don't sell, it's another thing when you're not excited in that ring as well. These niggas are not Floyd Mayweather. These niggas don't know how to even play the villain. They don't know how to do it, people. They don't know how to play the goddamn villain. Shakur Stevenson runs around all fucking day. Yip yap running his mouth. And then when it's time, when Tank is free to fight, they tell this nigga straight up, you don't sell, you ain't that excited in the ring, but we gonna give you a shot. So Tank is the cow cash. He's the one with the paper. He's the one generation. He's exciting in the ring. He the one put asses in the seats. Two things that you're not, and you don't do. You're going to take what we give you, nigga. If you really, truly, genuinely think you can beat Tank, you're going to take what he give you. It's not like when you're negotiating with somebody like a Devin Haney that's on the same level as you for skills, and you might be better than him in skills, but at the same time, neither one of you niggas put asses in the seats. But the one thing I could give Devin Haney, at least he did a pay-per-view before. Regardless of the numbers. But at least he did a pay-per-view. Shakur Stevenson hasn't did a pay-per-view. He doesn't put asses in the seats. He's not exciting in the ring. You bring nothing to the table. But saying you gonna whip Tank ass. That's it. It been plenty of fighters that Tank has fought and said they're gonna whip Tank ass. What that mean? And you know what they did? They took what Tank gave they ass. Then everybody trying to compare themselves to Ryan Garcia race his ass. You ain't Ryan Garcia. You know that people like, oh my God, Ryan got all this money between him and Tank when they fought. All this money. You know that Ryan Garcia made around about, I say 30 mil, maybe. You know Tank made about 60 to 70 million dollars. If Ryan Garcia made that much money, you know he could have made more if he was on Tank's level. It'd have been equal or somewhere close to it. It wasn't that. So he took what Tank gave him. And I give Ryan his props on this. He betted on himself. Because up front, Ryan Garcia only got $5 million. 5. And motherfuckers keep trying to compare themselves to Ryan Garcia fighting Tank, or why they can't get what Ryan got. Ryan took that 5 and betted on himself. You give him props for that. But the other thing motherfuckers failed to acknowledge about Ryan. Now, I don't know about now his endorsements, but before that, Ryan Garcia had outside endorsements. It ain't a lot of boxers got that. I don't think no boxers got that. Not what Ryan had. Floyd didn't have outside endorsements, but Ryan had that. So Ryan say, fuck it, give me the 5. I bet on myself. And when on the back end, we get. I'm going to help promote the shit out of this fight. With 78 Sports, you keep acting like this ain't a business either. We want to see the best fights. Well, it's a small portion of people that genuinely don't understand the business of boxing. Nobody gonna want to come see that shit if the fucking fighter can't help promote. And they don't put asses in the seats. You say what you want about Frank. He helped put asses in the seats. They did around what I thought they might do. About 500,000 pay-per-view sales. First of all, brother, listen to me. I'm trying to explain this shit to y'all niggas. Y'all listen, you'll understand why. Listen. They had negotiations. They was in negotiations talking to Shakur. And I say it again, because people act like they got wax in their ears. Shakur was in the rare situations that a lot of boxers don't be in. He had on one opportunity. He could have went over there to the PBC and talked to Al Heyman. Give me a 2-fight deal, because I know Tank, if he wins, if he loses, he gonna want a rematch. If he wins, I ain't getting no rematch. You have to bet on yourself. Just like Ryan did. You think Oscar De La Hoya and them wanted him to fight Tank Davis? Did you hear before the motherfuckers even got into negotiating the fighting how Oscar De La Hoya said, Tank's a beast. When your promotional company, promoter, is bigging up another fighter that's telling you something, Ryan said, fuck that shit. I'm betting on myself. Make the fight happen. I don't even want to take a tune-up. I want that fight. That is Ron Garcia betting on himself. And you know what happened after that? It put pressure on Tank. Tank say, fuck, well, look, I need a tune-up. Ron say, well, all right, fine, you go ahead. But I'm waiting. I'm sitting there after your fight, and hopefully you win. We fighting. Tank fought Hector Garcia. Got his tune-up. About 3 months later, him and Ron fighting. Because you have to bet on yourself, my brother. You have to bet on yourself. Shakur Stevenson and the rest of these niggas do not bet on themselves, or they overprice themselves. The reason that Tank and Devin fight never happened. Devin Haney was trying to make a name for himself off of Tank. Every time Tank had a fight, he talk all that shit. Tank ain't got no fight, he got a fight. That's how it always went. So it could never happen. We moved on from Devin Haney. Tank may fight him in the future, whatever, but we moved on from that. Shakur Stevenson had the best opportunity, even better than Devin. Best opportunity. You're a free agent. Tank just won and got shit on the schedule to do. Then after the Lomachenko shit fell through, everything fell in this nigga's hands to fight him, to fight Tank. Lomachenko ducked. Pitbull Cruz got his ass whipped. Shakur. Let's make this shit happen. You know what? Al, 2-fight deal. I won $5 million out the gate. You don't think Tank would have gave him $5 million out the gate, and then he on the back end or whatever they make, he gonna get some of that? Because that's how the PBC works. They tell you to bet on yourself. See, the thing I liked about the PBC, it'll show if you are a star or not, or who put asses in the seats. Because they're not going to give you $10 million, $15 million up front, and then you're going to talk about, oh yeah, and I still want something on the back end. No, that ain't how that works. They got bamboozled because of Earl Smith with that bullshit. That's not how that works. Shakur Stevenson had all the opportunity in the world to tell Tank and them, I'm serious about the fight. Give me $5 million straight up. And I want some of that on the back end. That's what Ron Garcia did. And Ron Garcia, at the end of that shit, got $30 million. You know how much money Shakur, even as getting that $5 million up front, Shakur ain't never made that in one fight. Never made $5 million in one fight. This nigga fights on free TV, nigga. Are y'all serious? Don't tell me about Tank. Why Tank ain't Tank? This ain't Tank that. Listen, he the face of boxing. Or one of them. Because I still think Canelo is one of the faces of boxing. Tank and Canelo offers what they want to give you. You don't get to dictate them. And now, to some of y'all fans out there that don't genuinely understand that, that's on you. Shakur don't run shit. He fights on free TV. He don't put asses in the seats. He's not exciting. He's one of the most vilified boxers, other than Devin Haney, in boxing. And still don't know how to be the villain. God damn, they love Floyd so much they want to idolize him and take everything he did. Do you understand that Floyd played the villain? That's why he's rich. Do you understand why Tank is as big as he is? Because Tank knows he's the villain. Tank knows how to play the game. Shakur don't know how to play the game. He listening to Terrence Crawford. Out of all that shit, Terrence Crawford, all the accolades that he got, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He still can't sell. Like I told y'all years ago. He still can't sell. Listen, my brother. Even if I am a Tank fan, I'm not going to deny that. I'm speaking facts. This had nothing to do with me being a fan of Tanks. This is about me explaining this how the business and how this shit works. This ain't got nothing to do with me being a fan of his, my brother. The problem with some of y'all motherfuckers is y'all don't want to listen. Y'all keep thinking, oh, these fights are supposed to happen because Tank can make it happen if he want to. He got a team around him. He got a business partner, a business manager, a promoter that's telling him how to guide this shit through. Tank, I don't know about fucking with that. Listen, I know you want to whip his ass, but he gonna have to take this. Because we ain't gonna make as much money you think over here fucking with him. You don't think Al and them is telling him that? And Tank is a fucking multi-millionaire. He's one of the faces of boxing. That man has been helping you guide your career, him and Floyd and Leonard Allaby, since you got in the professional stages. And you think that Tank's supposed to listen to y'all about business? When y'all clearly in the chat don't know the shit about business or boxing. But he supposed to listen to y'all. Tank can make the fight happen. Just make the fight happen. Shakur got to take what Tank give him, though. When Coach Kenny was on Fanon channel, he said to Shakur, he's just like, it's a ballpark figure. We offer you $6 million. You gonna take the fight? And I'm gonna tell you why Coach Kenny did that. It's because he knows that's all Tank is gonna give his ass. That's the most he getting. He ain't getting nothing over 6. Nigga, you gonna make if the fight be what it's supposed to be, on the back end, you gonna get some of this money. Shakur did not want this fight. It is impossible. Even before Tank, the whole Lomachenko shit came up. Shakur was a free agent. He could have said, nope, fuck that. I'm going to call Al. Get my people, Jay Prince, call Al. I want this fight. Fuck Lomachenko. I want this fight. Give me 5-6 million. I want some of the back end money, revenues, all the shit, but with the crowds and concession stands, all that shit. I want part of that. I know my percentage ain't gonna be as high as Tank, but I want a nice percentage. His people could have worked that shit out. This deal could have got done in 2 weeks. In 2 motherfucking weeks. But Shakur tried to play the field. And I'm not mad at him. You supposed to play the field. You're a free agent. That's the whole thing about being a free agent. Do what you got to do. He ain't never been that before. Go ahead. Just don't take your ass back over there to Al. Bob. Don't tell me. It is motherfuckers. Lomachenko was sitting over there for Shakur Stevenson, and Bob Arum wouldn't give him their fight. And you know why? Because partly, Bob knew that Shakur most likely beat the shit out of Lomachenko. I think he'll fuck Lomachenko up. But the other part was, Bob, this nigga don't sell. And people keep failing to realize that, ignoring that. Shakur cannot go in in a situation when he has to live in reality. You don't sell like that, bro. So if Tank say, listen, nigga, I give you $5 million, $6 million, and he said, and you say, well, all right, Tank, I take the 5 to 6. I need some of that back end money. You're gonna get that anyway, because that's how the PBC rolls. That's where a lot of them niggas make their money at. It's not the upfront money. It's how them pay-per-views and how they sell them arenas out. That's where them on the PB side, them fighters get their money. Motherfuckers talk about, oh, Tank and Frank, they only sold 400,000, 500,000. That's low for Tank. He just sold 1 point something. Floyd Mayweather in every pay-per-view fight that he fought always did not do better than the other one. Some was low, some was high. That's how that shit goes, bro. Everybody ain't selling. Everybody ain't gonna do $1 million every motherfucking time. It ain't no fighter that has done that. Fuck out of here with that shit. And it's right. Listen, and it's very rare to do that shit now. It's very rare to do it now. Because niggas, like a lot of y'all, steal the pay-per-views. You niggas be asking for fights but don't want to pay for them. You keep ignoring that part of the business. No promoter wants to continue to keep losing money. Shakur was in a rare situation that a lot of fighters don't get to be. And he blew it. How the fuck you go from fighting Cepeda to fighting some dude we don't even know that's coming off a loss? A brutal loss at that. And then he gets on Twitter and tell motherfuckers, hey, I don't fight for the fans no more. I don't fight for y'all. I fight for the bag. What's his name? Turk Teak, whatever his name is. He's overpaying these motherfuckers. They not worth the money that he's even giving them a lot of the times. And we come to find out that he's really not really paying them a lot of money. That's the crazy part about it. That last shit with Terrence Crawford got like 1 point something up front. But he was over there asking the PBC for $10 million to fight Earl. Fuck out of here, bro. Then you fucked the bag up because you kept trying to overprice yourself. And then you could have did what Tank and them did and probably did more. That fight was huge. But of course, Terrence Crawford, bad businessman, fucked that fight up. Shakur Stevenson fucked this fight up. He doesn't think for himself. He doesn't understand. If he really wanted to fight Tank, he should say, I'm not fighting nobody. I'm fighting Tank. Tank, I want to fight. I can beat you. Put Tank ass to the fire. He didn't do that. He didn't have the same energy he had when Tank was fighting Frank. All of a sudden, Tank free now. Or even like at the rumors was he was going to fight Loma. He was yap running his mouth. That fell through. He shut up for a minute. Then the rufflings was he was going to fight Pitbull. He got the yapping running his mouth again. When Pitbull lost, he stopped running his goddamn mouth. Now that he secured a bullshit ass fight that ain't nobody going to watch, I don't give a fuck who the headliner is on that. Well, no, I ain't going to say that. I'm not buying the fight because of Shakur Stevenson. I'm buying the fight for the main event. Because I actually wanted to see that. I want to see that fight. the Bivol fight. I ain't buying it because of Shakur Stevenson. Nah, man. We not putting this on Tank. We not doing that. And motherfuckers got to stop doing that. Tank is the face of boxing. You cannot ask this nigga to give these niggas all this money and they don't help put, they not putting asses in the seats. It's still a business. Yeah, I want to see Shakur fight Tank. Of course I do. But I understand listen, if I'm Tank, I'm not giving this nigga no more than $5 to $6 million. You never made that in one fight that you have ever had. It probably took you 3 or 4 fights to even get that. You figure Shakur, let's say he make $2-3 million a fight. About time he pay everybody off, Shakur ain't got that. He may leave with that bitch with maybe $1 million. He got to pay Jay Prince. Bob got to get his money. His trainers, his grandfather, all that shit. He got to pay taxes. This nigga ain't made no $5 million, yo. What are y'all smoking on out here? But you know who have? His name is Tank motherfucking Davis. The face of boxing, or at least one of them. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Nobody want to realize this shit, and I'm usually right about this shit. I was right about the Earl shit. Terrence Crawford didn't want to fight Earl Smith coming off him beating the shit out of Ugas like that. He's like, I don't know if I can beat that nigga. And so he prolonged and did all the go goofy shit he did. And it's the same thing with Shakur. All that shit Lomachenko was talking about a couple of years ago, he ain't got that same energy. Talking about, oh, I need a year off to spend with my family. Nigga, why are you at a fight then? I thought you were spending time with your family. Your country going to war. What the fuck are you doing? You ain't fighting, nigga. I don't want to see you at no fights. After you said that bullshit, fuck Lomachenko. He ducked Tank. And let me just be very honest about this. If Tank doesn't fight Lomachenko around March or April next year, I don't want to see that fucking fight. Because then, if Tank beat the shit out of him, because they always say, oh, he old now, he old. He be even older. He not going to fight Tank, man. First of all, he trying, listen, Lomachenko, well, he got a belt now, right? So, Loma good with just being a champion right now. So his next fight probably fight some bullshit ass motherfucker. This was a big opportunity for Loma, Tank, Shakur, and Cepeda. This was a big opportunity for all 4 of them. They could, listen, let me explain something to you if this would have happened. If Loma would have fought Tank, Shakur would have fought Cepeda. Do you understand how big that shit would be at the end of the year? You got Tank, Loma fighting, you got Shakur, Cepeda fighting. And they're unifying belts. So, next year around fucking March or April, woo! That shit might be another $1 million type of fucking pay-per-view shit. They fucked the fight up. Loma fucked it up, and Shakur. Cepeda just, I think he just dropped out because of his wife, the baby or some shit like that. But still. I mean, I get it, but still. And Tank just sitting there like, yo, what the fuck is these motherfuckers doing? Tank over in the Olympics, waiting for Shakur and them to make decisions. You keep acting like Tank gotta go to these niggas. He don't. These niggas can't keep getting on Twitter and around on these social media platforms calling this nigga out, but when they free and he free, all of a sudden, oh, now it's business. Oh, now they gotta send me a contract. No, nigga. If I want to really listen, I'm gonna keep going back to Ryan. Fuck Ryan as a person. He a racist. Fuck him. I won't support him. I won't buy another fight from him. Fuck him. But I look at Ryan Garcia putting everything on the table. Everything. I know I ain't big as Tank. All right, what you gonna give me? Can I get a little more? All right, I'll take that. All right. All this other shit, rehydration cost, everything. Well, I can't make 135. Okay, all right. Tank, well, fuck it. I give you, it's a rehydration cost, nigga. I'm not letting you blow up like that. Ryan like, all right, fuck it. I still think I could whoop your ass. So, listen. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. If they really wanted to fight, they should have did what Ryan did. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Don't throw that shit all on Tank. The other motherfucker gotta be okay with shit. And let me just explain something to you. Motherfuckers like, bro, try to make it like a black thing. Listen, nigga, I'm not giving you money that you don't deserve. You take your money out of my motherfucking pocket. Because you don't sell. You don't know how to promote yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with me, nigga. I'm giving you what I give you. If you can beat me, and then now you the face. See, at this point now, you got to take what the face of boxing gives you. If you think you can beat that motherfucker, if you beat the face of boxing, do you know after that, now you the guy? You take his fan base. Motherfuckers be like, oh, Shakur like that. He said he was going to do it, he did it. Niggas going to respect that. If he beat Tank, if he was to beat Tank, I'd be like, Shakur the face of boxing now. He the guy. I ain't even gonna say he the face of boxing, but you beat the face of boxing, so you the guy. You the guy with the juice. You the motherfucking man. And now after that, you don't fight nobody unless they got names. Don't do a Terrence Crawford. Motherfuckers downplayed it, Tank fighting Frank Martin. Frank Martin was a very hard qualified boxer. We didn't know if he was a A-level boxer or B- boxer. We come to find out that he's a B+ fighter. But like I said, it's one loss. We don't know how he gonna do at 140. Frank may turn that shit around like Pitbull Cruz did. And he's more skilled than Pitbull. So, yeah, he just ran into a dude like Tank that's just an A+ fighter. He's elite. That shit happens. All the conspiracies went around. Oh, Frank was he couldn't. Frank was drained. He didn't have a rehydration clause in his contract. He could have blew up to whatever he blew up. And first of all, Frank looked at big as shit in that fight compared to Tank to me. Tank probably weigh about 150 pounds. Maybe. Motherfucking Frank Martin looked like he weighed about 160, 68 pounds on Real Talk. He was big as shit out there. He had no rehydration clause in there. He just got beat by an A-plus fighter. He's a B-plus fighter. That happens. He was a great prospect. He was up there. Shakur wanted to fight him. Well, I put it like this. Frank wanted to fight him. And Shakur blew that fight by trying to think that he was bigger than what he was. I'm going to tell you why Shakur didn't make that Frank fight. Frank was like, no, I'm not fighting for that little bit shit. Just give me an extra meal. Or something like that. Shakur only makes a fight maybe $3 million. That's why he wasn't willing to give Frank the little, I think it was an extra half a mil or some shit like that. Was something around like half a mil or a mil. I think Frank wanted maybe $1.5 million or something like that, or two. And Shakur couldn't give him that because Shakur don't sell. He doesn't sell. He said Turk knew what he would pay for the fight, but Tank doesn't want to work with him. Why would he? You can't insult the nigga, one of the niggas that's a face of boxing. Shit, Naoya in Japan don't want to work with him. So don't just try to blame that on Tank, bro. It ain't just Tank. It is guys that make money in the sport of boxing. The three dudes, listen, you say what you want about Inoue. Inoue making money over there in Japan. Now, I don't fuck with Inoue because I still think he ain't fought nobody but the dude from Philly. And he don't fight in the United States, so I don't trust that shit. That nigga needs to be drug tested. I'm not trying to hear that shit. If we gonna criticize Ryan, we gotta criticize Inoue. We don't know them niggas, that nigga getting drug tested like that. This nigga is fighting in his own country. His country will do anything to make sure they can hide whatever. Fuck we talking about here. So, nah. And like I said, you don't talk to guys like that. You don't talk to guys that already make money. Like they need you. Tank don't need him. Canelo don't need him. Inoue don't need him. Tim Tszyu don't need him. So don't try to just put that shit on Tank, bro. Listen, like I said, okay, fine. I still didn't know who the fuck Inoue was. He just came out the blue. It was almost like Lomachenko type shit. And Bob Arum does a great job of doing this type of shit. But I didn't know who the fuck Lomachenko was. I really only knew who Lomachenko was probably about about 2018. I don't know who the fuck Lomachenko was. So why would I know who the fuck Inoue was? But he ain't fighting in America now. And like I said, at that weight class, I don't even know a lot of great fighters in that weight class. So, sorry. No disrespect, but I'm just saying, I don't know who the fuck NUA is fighting. These dudes, hey, man. Sorry. Tell him fight Antoine Russell or something. Maybe, I'll feel different. Antoine Russell can make, 120 something or whatever fuck he fight at. I don't know where the fuck NUA fight at. 126 or whatever way he fight. NUA is going to have to move up for me to respect him. Because I don't know who the fuck he's fighting down there. It ain't no stars down there. You don't know none of them motherfuckers like that. He got to move up at least 130. Shit, let him fight Cruz or something. I mean, give me a name, man. Like, who the fuck he fought? Sorry. No, because Pitbull Cruz was just fighting at the last fight. That's not true. That's not true. What's the dude that whipped his ass? I forgot your name. That whipped Pitbull Cruz. Them niggas, they was from PBC. Come on, man. It's not that. It's not the PBC, bro. It's the way how he talking to them dudes that don't need him. They put asses in the seats. Tim Zoo put asses in the seats. Okay? Excuse me. Canelo put asses in the seats. Tank put asses in the seats. NUA, he ain't from the PBC. He got a problem with Joe. So that's not true. Venezuela, whatever his fuck his name is. Raul Venezuela. But you just, if you didn't know, or you're blatantly lying, I don't know. But NUA ain't with the PBC. And he's saying the same shit. This ain't about being obsessed with money. You can't ask these dudes that put asses in the seats for dudes that don't put asses in the seats to ask for crazy money. You keep, I don't know why you keep going past that. Like you can't comprehend that. A dude that don't put asses in the seats going to a dude that put asses in the seats and asking for extreme way more money than they worth. You don't see no problem with that? I'm genuinely asking you that. You see no problem with that? You say what you want about that. You still ain't answering my question. You still didn't answer my question. You just keep randomly saying shit. Answer my question. You don't see nothing wrong with a dude that don't put asses in the seats and a dude that put asses in the seats, but the dude that don't put asses in the seats get at the negotiate table and ask for way more than they worth. And then you wonder why these fighters ain't fighting Tank. Devin Haney, same shit. Can't put asses in the seats. Talking about he 50-50 over some belts. Nigga, you keep them belts. You got all them belts. You was undisputed and still couldn't put asses in the seats. Terrence Crawford is a 2-time undisputed champion from 2 different weight classes. And his last fight was trash. He put no asses in the seats. You don't see nothing wrong with that? All right, man. All right, man. It ain't listen, it ain't telling a fighter what they worth. Reality is reality. I'm not telling Shakur that he ain't worth something. I'm telling him, looking at your product, that you are out there, who you are, you ain't putting asses in the seats. These are facts. I ain't telling him what he worth or what he's not worth. You ain't putting asses in the seats, bro. Why is that hard for you to comprehend? Nobody telling him. And like I said, you still didn't answer my question. You keep saying all this random shit you saying in the chat, but you still ain't answering my question. You don't see nothing wrong with that? Or what I asked you? Then your reply is, I guess, as you said, I don't try to tell fighters what they worth. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Come on, bruh. Fuck out of here. This is a business, too. You can't tell these fighters that they gotta give other fighters that ain't putting asses to see, ain't doing what they do, to give them more money that they're not worth. Then what? Listen, this is what happened. Tank get him all that money. It happened with the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. Tank get him all that money. They fight, and the pay-per-views don't do shit. They don't sell shit. Oh, they gonna sell the arena out because it's Tank. Them pay-per-views ain't gonna be shit. And then who you gonna blame it on? You ain't gonna blame Shakur. You gonna blame Tank. You can't have the shit both ways, my brother. Stop it. I know who he is. I don't really care about that dude. I don't give a damn. All I know is that his last event flopped. He lost money, just like Bob Arum lost money with Terrence Crawford. I don't fuck who he is. Give a fuck how rich he is. As a rich person, you ain't gonna want to keep losing money. And nigga, he getting money from the government. That's where a lot of that money coming from. So you'll see what I'm talking about in maybe a couple of years if this shit continue to keep happening and him flopping these fights and losing tens of millions of dollars. Fuck out of here with that shit. I don't give a fuck who he is. You can say all that bullshit you want. And which was stupid. That wasn't a fucking concert. Mind you, pay Eminem all that money, and he still, and that whole event still flopped. What the fuck do that matters? What do it matter? Yes, it was stupid. I wouldn't have paid Eminem no goddamn $1 million to come out there and perform. That wasn't a motherfucking Eminem concert. Eminem, listen, first of all, he didn't pay Eminem something that Eminem don't get. Eminem, do you understand who the fuck Eminem is? First of all, Eminem can do $1 million without him. He can do a show. That's what he does. What are you talking about? You can't book Eminem unless you got $1 million. Fuck are you talking about? Like he did something special. Yes, it was stupid because he still lost millions of dollars. I'm not saying. Never mind, man. I swear, it's like we be sitting there talking to people that act like they eat dog food. Well, listen. He may not care, but the people where he getting his money from cares. How about that shit? They ain't gonna keep sitting around watching this motherfucker keep blowing their money. Nigga, he ain't the Saudi prince or something. Like, I mean, what the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Terrence Crawford made $1 million up front. His last fight. The fight flopped. So you know Terrence ain't get that much money on the back end. Even if did he get a back end? Maybe he probably did, because it's Terrence Crawford. He might have seen maybe $5 million. Maybe. His fight before that with Earl, this motherfucker made $50-something million. Or at least 40. What are you talking about? I guess you meant to say different points of views. But I get what you said. Listen, it ain't a difference of a point of view. I don't speak shit just to have a point of view. I speak, and no disrespect to you, my brother. Glad you subscribe. Appreciate you. It's not a different of point of views. I'm not speaking on that. Because I can give you a whole nother way of my own point of view about it. But I'm speaking facts. This shit I'm speaking is facts. This ain't no shit because I'm a Tank fan, I'm biased or some shit like that. Or my own personal point of view. No, these are facts. These dudes are not selling like y'all think they are. It is documented. And you can sit there and say, well, I don't care. Tank is making all this money. He ain't fighting the guys I want him to fight. Listen, the guys that you want him to fight, these are the same guys that go to a lot of them negotiating tables and keep overpricing themselves. So that's why the fights don't happen. Tank is not going to he is not going to fall for the Earl Spence okey doke that will happen to him. That is not going to happen. He is not Earl Spence. He is not desperate to get belts or whatever. No disrespect to Earl, because I'm still an Earl Spence fan. No disrespect to my brother. But Earl got fucked. He got fucked. He waited around way too long at that weight class. He knew I had one more fight. He said it himself. You ain't got to take my word for it. Earl said it himself. I got one more fight. That's what Terrence Crawford, that's what I want. And Terrence Crawford knew that shit. And he used that shit in negotiations with Earl. And he know Earl a good dude. So he's sitting there all on the phone and shit. We just talked about family and shit like that. Trying to butter him up to get more money. And to stall him out. Because he knew that Earl was supposed to move up by then. Listen, when Earl and Terrence fought, Earl was supposed to be fighting at 154. Fuck is y'all talking about here? Earl and Terrence Crawford supposed to fight before Ryan and Tank. They were supposed to be the $1 million motherfuckers. $1 million pay-per-views. They were supposed to be that. But Terrence Crawford did that bullshit. Clever, but fucked up. And like I said, when you do fucked up shit like that, that energy comes back. That's why his ass had that bullshit ass fight that flopped. And if he continued not to fight anybody, like I keep telling you, nigga, you just beat Earl Spence. You unified. I mean, Undisputed in 4 weight classes. And your next fight is to fight nobody? Earl didn't even want to fight him for the undisputed, for the rematch. Let's just fight at 154. Fuck them belts. I want to get my get back. Terrence Crawford ain't want to do that because he stalled them out. He knew. He knew. Fuck out of here. You come back and you don't fight nobody. And then he got mad because the PBC said, oh, you going to do Earl like that after you done fucked them over? We ain't letting that shit happen no more. You can't fight Fandor. That's Earl fight. See how the politics work? Oh, that was PBC doing. That's why Terrence couldn't fight Fandor. He couldn't get that fight. You gonna duck? You ain't gonna give Earl this, and you stalled the rematch shit out, nigga. Even if it went out, you still should have gave Earl that rematch back. But he ain't want to do that. Talking about he looking for the big fights. What big fights you get now? Because Canelo ain't giving you that fight. You can call it a duck. You can say Canelo scared. You can call it whatever. He wanted to face the boxers. He ain't giving you that fight. Not off that last performance you had. And I don't think it was that bad, but hey, nigga, you ain't gonna go in there and do that to Canelo. If Canelo catch you with a couple of them right hands and hooks and shit, you going down. He gonna fuck you up. And Canelo looking like, man, get the fuck out of here with that, man. Terrence Crawford can't fuck with me. I will fuck Terrence Crawford up if he let me hit him like he let that 54-pound dude hit him. Fuck out of here. And you don't sell? Fuck out of here. A lot of y'all boxing fans or so-called boxing fans, y'all don't be realistic to shit. Y'all sit there and y'all keep wanting these fights to happen, bro. But yo, this is a business. Terrence Crawford don't sell. I keep telling y'all that shit. Devin Haney don't sell. Shakur Stevenson doesn't sell. Number one, Bud Crawford don't promote itself very well. And what I mean by that, he keep fighting people we don't know. He fought 3 people I knew. 4. I'm sorry, Jeff Horn. And the only reason I only knew about Jeff Horn was because of the simple fact, I say 5, right? But Jeff Horn was because of the fact they screwed Manny Pacquiao and gave him that belt. And then he wound up getting that belt. That's the only reason I even knew Jeff Horn. Never heard of him. I didn't even know who the fuck he was when he fought Manny Pacquiao. All right? So, and what's the dude name? The England dude. Amir Khan. We already know that was a mismatch. Then he fought, no, was it Amir Khan? I might be wrong about the England dude. I don't know if no, it wasn't Amir Khan. Was it Amir Khan? Or it could have been, damn, what is his name? From the UK too. Black dude. It could have been him. Because Terrence Crawford, Earl Smith fought him too. It'll come to me. But him as well. Only knew him because of Earl. On Real Talk. And Sean Porter. And Earl Smith. Fought 4 or 5 dudes that I know. Who the fuck is he fighting, bro? I don't give a fuck that dude was a champion, man. He was a nobody, man. Nobody know who the fuck he was, man. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. Sorry. You can sit there, oh, McKinney, well, he was a champion. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, you are Terrence Crawford. You just beat Earl Spence. You just made $700 million to $900 million and that rounds of pay-per-views made $30 to $40 million. And you fighting a nobody for 1 point something million? Nigga, please. Nigga, please. All that shit that Terrence Crawford was talking, I'm going to beat your man up and then I'm going to come fight you. He should have like, hey, Charlo, what's up? Yeah, we know about, listen, Charlo, I don't even look at that shit, that Canelo fight. He ain't supposed to have been up there fighting Canelo. That was some bullshit. That's why I ain't even buy that bullshit ass fight. And everybody know goddamn well Jamel wasn't supposed to be up there fighting him. You're 154 pound. This nigga's a 168 pounder. That rehydrate to about 175, 180. Maybe 190. Like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. And he looked at, and then the bad part about it, Jamel looked mad, bloated, like he gained too much weight, and he still didn't even make like 168. He was under that shit. Fuck out of here. Listen. Shakur Stevenson fucked the bag up. Even if he go out and beat the shit out of this dude, he's beating nobody. Nobody would give a fuck. Ain't nobody gonna watch that bullshit. And on top of that, it proves my point to you, my brother in the chat. It proves my point to you. He's fighting on the undercard. He's a co-main event. He ain't even the main event. Motherfuckers like, whoa, Tank had a co-main. He was the guy. He was the motherfucking guy. He fought last, didn't he? And shout out to Benavidez. So I fuck with the monster. He was just getting his feet wet at that division. Because he going to be a motherfucking problem there. And he most likely gonna get that fight between Bivol and the other guy he fighting. The other guy he fighting. Motherfuckers like, he ain't knock him out, man. Sometimes you ain't gonna knock a motherfucker out. You gotta get used to that weight class. You gotta know that you may gotta hit a little harder or do a different technique to hit a motherfucker. He fresh in that division. He ain't never fought at that division. Let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. All right, people, welcome back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate it. Anything you guys could donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel is down there strolling below the screen. Make sure you guys hit the like button when you come in and out of the building. And make sure you guys share the videos, man. It keeps the movement pushing. Listen. all I'm saying is, people, because I'm listen. Hopefully, when boxing start really picking up for me, because like I really talk about boxing when shit picks up, right? And it usually don't pick up in the summer really too much like that. It usually pick up around when at the Canelo fight, and then the rest of the year it's like the beginning of the year, around to June, in at June, and we usually don't get no fights in July like that here and there. In August, that shit is just weird to me. That's why I said I knew this fight wasn't going to do that good, because fighting in August, who the fuck fights in August? Canelo don't even fight in fucking August. You know what I mean? Like, Tank was pushing it at June. You know what I mean? So, like, that's like the last month that you can kind of really do something, right? Because it's like the beginning of the summer. So, Tank had it just right. But I like the beginning of the year, and I like the end of the year. That's when a lot of the big fights happen and shit. So, people, a lot of these big fights happening, I'm gonna start letting people call in and send people links to get in the building, and we can chop it up. You know what I mean? I don't really like to chat shit too much. I don't mind people saying shit in the chat. Don't stop doing that. But I like to have these conversations. You know what I mean? Hear your voice, hear my voice, and we can talk about that shit. Cause my temperament a lot of times can come off as disrespectful, right? Cause I'm very passionate, right? And then seeing chats a lot of times kind of trigger me of thinking you being disrespectful. So I been feeling this way for a minute, that I'm gonna start doing shit like that. Like, cause I used to do it like have people call in all the time and shit like that, and have people, come in the chat. Come in get in the link and come in here, and I used to do that a lot, and I got to get back to doing that, people. So yeah, I'm gonna be setting some days up for that. Very, very, very soon. Probably because I got the merch coming at the end of next month. So probably around that same time. So yeah, man. But I always tell people, just be honest about this shit. Like, I know we got our fighters that we bias about. I get that. But when shit is just right there in your face, like, I live in reality. I don't give a fuck how biased I am or what I like. If shit don't have to go with my narrative. You get what I mean? And a lot of times, if certain shit don't go with my narrative, I may not even speak on it. But I don't mind having a conversation. It's just, if shit don't fit my narrative, it don't fit my narrative. But, we got people out here that just try to make excuses for shit that you shouldn't be making excuses for. You can't, on one hand, ask Tank to do all this shit, but the other fighter gotta put in work too. And then motherfuckers get mad. Oh, they only fighting the Mexican fighters. They're only fighting the European fighters. Well, some of these black fighters do not put in the work. Shakur Stevenson is one of them. Devin Haney is one of them. Think about this. I'm going to put y'all on game. Because I hear this shit a lot. Oh, these black fighters only fight the Mexicans and the European fighters. When Shakur fought a black fighter, he didn't sell. Why is that? Because he doesn't sell. He didn't do good numbers. Okay? When Devin Haney fought Regis Prograis, a black fighter, he didn't do good numbers. Tank fight Frank Martin, a black fighter, do double and triple their shit. That's why he's the face of boxing. Yeah, it didn't live up to the high expectations of everything, but Frank wasn't like that. But he was somebody. He was, listen, Frank Martin was on the same level as Regis Prograis. When he fought Rolly, did good numbers. I guess you can say Rolly kind of Puerto Rican, but Rolly black too. He part black and Puerto Rican or some shit. Or whatever he is. But he sold the fucking fight. He helped Tank sell the fight. Because really, Rolly was a nobody. But he did so much motherfucking promotion. And it's part of his personality too, but he did so much promotion. It built that fight. I give Rolly his props for that. Rolly ain't stopped talking shit to Tank because they was in negotiations. He kept running his mouth. Ryan ain't stopped talking to Tank when they was in negotiations, like talking shit about Tank. He was still talking shit. Like, what y'all talking about here, man? Even Frank, same shit. Like, he was still talking shit. I'm gonna fuck Tank up. What he kept telling Tank, he said, nigga, you fucked up. You got the wrong motherfucker. You done gave the wrong motherfucker the opportunity, basically. Paraphrasing. Now, it ain't come out that way, but at least he helped promote the shit out of that fight. He put an illusion out there that he was really gonna fuck Tank up. But we all came to find out that nigga was scared to fight. Listen, I was mad at Canelo. I ain't mad at Canelo. And the reason I said that Tank was the face of boxing by himself is because Canelo kept ducking Benavidez. And I still think he's ducking Benavidez. That's like, it's almost like Terence Crawford don't want to fight Boots Ennis. Partly, if you really genuinely look at that shit, I can see why Terence Crawford don't want to fight Boots. But Canelo, I call him ducking Benavidez a duck over Terence Crawford not fighting Boots. Is because Terence Crawford don't sell. You can't have two niggas that's not really selling like that. Boots got a following, but it ain't like that. Like, really? I'm just being genuinely honest about that shit. But Canelo sells by himself. His opponent don't have to sell. It's like Tank. Their opponent ain't got to be selling like that, but they gonna make sure they gonna get, it's gonna be a profit because of them. Terence Crawford don't sell. We just witnessed that the last fight. He fought a nobody. Terence Crawford got the name. He coming off one of the biggest victories in his career, and he didn't sell. So I can see why he don't want to fight Boots. And it's very risky. Listen, it's a 60-40 fight to me. I still think Terence Crawford will beat Boots, but it's very, very possible that Boots will beat the shit out of motherfucker beat the shit out of Terence Crawford. Just being real. Boots is like that. He is that guy. He's that motherfucking guy. We just haven't seen him in there with real tough competition yet. Honestly. Like, I ain't even gonna say tough competition. Somebody in there with a name. A real name. That's all he's missing on his resume. And once Boots get that, oh shit. Yeah. Shit, Boots can be the next face of boxing out this motherfucker. Or be mentioned. That's being honest. Boots is like that. But yeah, Canelo, I say he's one of the face. Listen, I still say he ducked Benavidez, but that's why I don't say he's the face anymore. He's one of the faces because he ducked David Benavidez, and I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. It ain't like David Benavidez want to get in negotiations and be like, hey, give me way more money than you know. It's Canelo talk about, oh, no, nigga, I ain't fighting him unless I get 200, 300 million. Get the fuck out of here, Canelo. You don't even make that in a fight now. Fuck out of here, bro. You ain't even making that now. Fuck you gonna get how the fuck you gonna get $100 million? You ain't even making that now. But I ain't mad at Canelo. Because I ain't gonna lie. Him fighting Mangano, whatever his name is, dude from the zone. I'm sorry I'm fucking his name up, but yeah, his last fight, I thought it was gonna be some trash. Cause the dude was unproven to me. But come to find out, it was a fucking great fucking fight. I believe Canelo still would have won the fight. But when Canelo knocked them down, yeah, the fight was over. Canelo already won the fight right there. Unless he would have knocked down or really genuinely hurt the fuck out of Canelo. But he didn't hurt Canelo. And Canelo got a motherfucking chin on him. Oh, man. Ooh. That boy was hitting Canelo with some real shit. Whoo. And believe it or not, though, Canelo probably would make $100 million fucking fighting Benavidez. That's the crazy part about it. That's why I don't even know why he ain't fight Benavidez. Or give him that, you know, like real talk. You gonna make that money. But listen, I say this on real talk. If Benavidez go to he in 175 right now, right? Whoever wins out of Bivol and the other dude, and they fight Benavidez, and Benavidez win, and he become undisputed, that is a fight probably at the end of maybe next year. That'll be Canelo's last fight. It'll be his last fight. It'll be his retirement fight. I think at that point, who the fuck else Canelo can fight? There's only one more fight I forgot the young dude name. I think he's Dominican. I forgot his name. But he had 168. He fought on the undercard with Terrence Crawford the last fight. Damn, forgot his name. But that's only the last fight that he can kind of like really fight somebody, or maybe Charlo. Jamal Charlo. That's probably it. But like I said, that'll be a big fight for him. And that most likely will happen next year. Most likely. But I need to see Jamal Charlo in the ring again this year. Did he fight this year? I think he did, right? Didn't Jamal Charlo? Let me know in the chat, did Jermell Charlo fight this year? I thought he fought this year. Jamal Charlo, I'm sorry, Jamal Charlo. I swore he fought this year. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be a big fight. And you know, Canelo usually fight in March, April or something. I think it's March or April. And then he always fight around September. Cinco de Mayo, whatever he fight, right? And so it makes sense. Like he got Canelo maybe got 2 more fights left. Cause it ain't really nobody else for him to fight. So I listen, Benavidez may get that fight next year. He may get it. Especially if he wins next year. Because he's most likely gonna fight around that time. Again. Right? I don't know who he gonna fight coming up. I don't know who Benavidez can fight. But he probably do another kind of like tune-up good fight this year. Hopefully he does. It'd be good for him to do it at 175 and fight there, fight again this year, and then fight again around the same time Canelo fighting. So now you just say Canelo, look, and fight the winner out of Bivol and with whoever, and say, listen, I beat the guy. Just say Bivol wins, and he beat Bivol. And he said, I beat the guy that you couldn't beat. And I'm undisputed. Let's do undisputed, just like he did with Jermell Charlo. Oh, that'll be a big fight. Not this September, but next year, September in 2025. Oh, shit, that should be huge, bro. Yeah. Yeah. But it's 2 fights away. I believe it's 2 fights away. I think it's 2 fights away. I believe that whoever wins out of Bivol, whatever, Benavidez is going to fight them next year. He's going to fight them next year. But he should fight again at the end of the year, even if it's a nobody or something. You get what I mean? But because he's just getting to 175, and maybe he fight a motherfucker at 175 and knock him out, and it'd be spectacular or something, you know. But he fight the winner of Bivol and the other guy around April or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Because Tanks told him, like, yeah, I don't mind, like, let him be, I don't mind being the co-main event. Like, Benavidez is my guy, I fuck with him. So, I can see Tank doing that, but I don't really. Tank a humble nigga like that, he probably would do it, but I highly doubt his team would let him do that. Tank really had to put his foot down and be like, no, his fight is bigger. And like I said, it all depends who Tank is fighting too. You got to think about it. Benavidez wasn't fighting nobody that nobody really knew this dude, but we know he was somebody, right? At that weight class. But nobody knew who the fuck he was. So he couldn't main event that fight. Frank Martin was bigger than the dude that Benavidez was fighting. So, of course, Tank had to be the headliner. But don't get that shit twisted. If he fighting Bivol next year, and he called Tank and Tank, hey man, let's get somebody. Let's just say Pitbull Cruz fight. Get his shit back together. Or something like that. Or Shakur come to his or Shakur or Lomachenko. It can't be a Shakur or Lomachenko fighting on that, being co-main event. It could be big. I can see that being big, but I don't think that Tank should share that. If it came up with those 2 guys. Were they talking about the dude Venezuela, whatever his name is? I'm sorry, fuck your name up, but now that'll be good on a good co-main event under Benavidez. But like a Shakur or a Lomachenko, nah, that won't work. That's a headliner. You know what I mean? So it got to be somebody that has a name, but it's Tank is going to be on that level anyway. But the fighter that Tank is fighting can't overshadow what Benavidez got if he's the main event, which will be a big fight between him and, especially if Bivol or either one of them win, it's going to be a huge fight. Especially Bivol, it's going to be a huge fight. I know people ask me who I'm picking in this fight. It's a tough pick, man. I like Bivol in this fight. I like Bivol in this fight. I mean, Bivol in this fight. I like Bivol in this fight. I just think that he showed me a lot. He showed me a lot when he fought Canelo, and I like it. And Canelo can crack, and the dude that he fighting can crack. Bivol, I got Bivol. It's like a 45, 55. You know, or 51, 49 like thing. Because the other dude is like that too. I like him. The only reason I don't think it's a 50-50 fight because the dude is a little older. But he can crack. I'll fuck with him. So, yeah, but I got Bivol in this next upcoming fight. I got him slightly. Because I could be wrong about this because I like the dude that he fighting, dude. That dude can crack. I just don't know. He a little older. I don't know if he got the boxing skills to fuck with Bivol. They my two issues. That's my two issues with it. With this fight. With him in this fight. That's my only two issues. Because he can crack. He a hell of a boxer. I mean, he a hell of a fighter. I just don't know if he can box with Bivol. And he's old. He's a little older. You know what I mean? And so that you know. But it's going to be a hell of a fight. I'm going to buy that fight. Even though Shakur Stevenson going to be on the co-main event undercard. I don't even call it a co-main event. Because he ain't fighting no fucking body. Sad, bro. How the fuck you go from, nigga, you can fight Tank in November to fighting co-main event. Being a co-main event, damn near undercard. That's basically kind of what you are, nigga. Because you ain't in a co-main event. It's an undercard. You're an undercard, motherfucker. Because you ain't fighting nobody. And you ain't got the name to help put asses in the seats. Shit's sad, bro. When motherfuckers want to sit here and talk about Tank. Oh, Tank should have did it. Tank ain't got to do a motherfucking thing. Tank is the face. Whoever he fights, he's going to do 400 to 500,000 pay-per-views. Don't matter. And Tank's going to fight somebody with a relevant name. That you have heard of. Or you done seen in the spotlight. He gonna fight somebody like that. I think the thing is he supposed to fight Venezuela or some shit like that. Nigga, that is, hey man. They gonna sell the shit out of that fight. I think it'd probably be bigger than the Frank shit. There's gonna be a lot of controversy around that, cause they're gonna be like, oh, because people gonna ask, they gonna ask Tank, are you gonna fight him at 140, but you're gonna fight Devin Haney? It's gonna be a lot of that shit. Telling you, so that's what's gonna make like, I'm telling you, that shit is going to sell. So That's the word that's coming out. That's who Tank next opponent is, because Shakur going to fight nobody. And let me just tell y'all something. It's the same thing that happened to, and I believe Shakur and his people are really pulling him away from this fight with Tank. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because number one, we all seen what happened to Ryan, right? And just look at what happened to Devin Haney. Regardless of what you think about Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia cheating and shit or whatever, right? And like I don't want to break it down again because I don't want to have to keep having this dumbass conversation. Because what people is failing to realize that Devin Haney is with is supported by a dude that is known for cheating with steroids. People ignore that. But anyway, I don't even want to get in that. We just go up, Ron cheated. Fine. But I even think if Ron is clean, he still would beat the shit out of Devin Haney. It still would be a real... Listen, the only way Devin Haney can win this fight if he box. Right? We'll make a real spectacular fight, and I genuinely believe this. If Ron comes back and he got his shit together and he trains good, he could beat Devin Haney, even if Devin Haney do what he's supposed to do for us boxing. Ryan Garcia got way too much power to be like for Devin Haney. Like I said, we don't know how Devin Haney gonna look when he come back. Man, you don't take no ass whipping like that. He got dropped a couple of times, man. And he was getting caught with shit. It's like this, prime example. I know that wasn't an Earl Spence. I always keep telling people, I don't make no excuses. Terrence Crawford won. But that wasn't Earl. I know that wasn't Earl. And I know why it wasn't Earl. But no excuses. Listen, people. We don't know how Earl gonna be when he come back. This motherfucker been out over a year. Over a year. It is fucking August, bro. And he's supposed to be fighting around October, November. Okay. I told you, I do not like fighters sitting out that long. That's why Terrence Crawford looked at the way... I believe that's partly why Terrence Crawford looked the way he looked. Listen, people. You can't sit out that long like that and not be active. Especially when you're older fighters. You notice, prime example. You notice that Floyd Mayweather, he had like a 6-fight deal. You know he fight it twice every year. People was acting like Floyd was fighting a long time. He wasn't. He got that deal. He got that 6-fight deal. Excuse me. Almost what Tank got. And I think Tank got the same shit too. Hold on. Let me try and think. Tank got like 2. Yeah. Same shit Tank got. Floyd only fought for 3 years. It seemed like he fought a lot longer, but he only fought for like 3 years. Once he got that deal, 3 years. But that's because he fought twice a year. He fought a lot. For twice a year, you have to fight twice a year, bro. When you in your prime, or you at the elite status, or you know, getting out of your prime a little bit, you ain't who you used to kind of be, you got to fight twice. I believe that's why Lomachenko looked so good fighting what's his name? Even though he ain't a good fighter like that. Kambosos. Because he fought twice last year. And then he came right back around this year and fought like right kind of like in the middle of in the beginning of the year. And he fought Kambosos again. Then he fought Kambosos because he fought Devin Haney. He fought the dude that Teofimo fought, and then he fought Devin Haney. And even though he lost, but still he had them fights. And some people still think he won. I don't think that. I think Devin Haney won that fight. Because the same shit happened with the Teofimo Lopez fight. You can come out in the beginning with Loma and win rounds. When he's fighting high competition, he's not as active in the first couple of rounds. Like the first 5, 6 rounds. It's not active. But when he's fighting somebody that's not on his level, or maybe close to his level, he kind of dominates a little bit, right? That's why he didn't want to fight Tank. Because he knows it's going to be a chess match in the beginning. And like I keep telling y'all, these fighters see the same shit we see. What he did to Frank Martin, you don't think he'd do that to Loma? And you know Tank got power like that? And you know he got a chin? Because he proved he got a chin. Because Frank was hitting him with some shit. If you watch any of Tank fights, he get hit with some shit. Telling y'all, man. Loma looked at that fight and was like, nah, I ain't gonna fuck with him, man. Because you know Loma, like, in the back end, he like, when he is a quality fighter, like on his level, or a good fighter on his level, he like to come in the back end. He's almost like Tank. They kind of fight similar. Well, not fight similar, but they process similar. Their IQ is kind of the same. But Tank is even dangerous in the late rounds. Because he's not just rushing motherfuckers right away like he used to do in the beginning of his career. He's much smarter. He's much more smart of a fighter. And Lomachenko knows that. So when Loma want to come on at the end, nigga, that's when Tank want to come on too. So, I mean, what you going to do? You going to come in right away and do your shit? You know how Tank going to break you down. And then the later rounds, you ain't really shit. Because now Tank going to destroy you. And it's like that with Shakur. The first couple of rounds, the way Shakur fight, he ain't going to win them first couple of rounds like that. Not the way his last fight's been. He ain't walking Tank down. That's why I say I don't even know why y'all don't understand that. He's not going to walk Tank down. Motherfucking Frank Martin is the same goddamn size as Shakur Stevenson. And bigger. And he didn't walk Tank down. Because that power real. And you know Tank can fight off the back foot too. And can knock your ass out. So you not going to rush Tank like that. Shakur knows that. Loma knows that. Loma watched that goddamn fight with Tank. That shit scared the fuck out of them. It scared the fuck out of them. That's why they don't want to fight Tank. I remember talking about Keyshawn Johnson. Listen, Keyshawn Johnson is a good fighter. I'm not taking nothing away from him. Listen, bro. Tank Davis will do the same thing that he did to Frank Martin to you. You got some power. You got some snap. I give you that. These motherfuckers keep forgetting that Tank got a very high ring IQ. And then they keep forgetting that Tank got a chin. He got a fucking chin. And if Tank feel your power, okay, Tank be like, all right, I gotta move different. This nigga is like a computer in that ring. And he got a game plan. I believe the best coaches in the fucking boxing game. And it's not no bias shit. Coach Kenny and Coach Cal, best coaches in the game. That ain't never won Coach of the Year. The fuck out of here, man. You walk Tank down, go ahead. I told y'all, even when you watch the Pitbull Cruz fight, if Tank didn't fuck his hand up, he did not Pitbull Cruz out. I watched that fight over and over again because people go, oh, he won. No, he didn't. I was the same shit that the dude that just whipped his ass. Tank was doing the same shit and got way more power. Tank was going ready to knock his ass out if he didn't fuck his hand up. Y'all tripping, man. Y'all better look at shit and watch shit over and over sometimes. I believe that Tank and them fought now. Tank would beat the shit out of Pitbull Cruz. He would knock his ass out. Because let me explain something to you on Real Talk. Tank, Pitbull Cruz, see, people keep acting like, oh, Pitbull Cruz, blah, blah, blah. He was a fill-in. His team, they didn't get to strategize for him. That's why, if you ever hear Coach Cal, Coach Cal always say, we want that fight back again. You know why? They want a rematch with him, with Pitbull Cruz. Because they didn't get to plan for him. Not fully. He was a fill-in. And then, what happened, my people? What happened? Pitbull Cruz got in there with somebody, the same shit that damn near Tank did to him, but he was just taller. He did the same exact shit that Tank did to him. And he don't got the power that Tank got, but he had enough. But what happened, what else happened, helped him too as well in that fight, is that he was taller. So even though he wasn't as powerful Tank, but it helped that he was taller. And outboxed and beat the shit out of Pitbull Cruz. Where you looked at him, Pitbull Cruz was frustrated. When have y'all ever seen Pitbull Cruz back up? It was so obvious he was trying to lure the dude in. And the dude was like, nigga, no, I got a game plan, nigga. Venezuela, I think that's his name. I'm sorry for fucking his name up. Rio, I'm calling Rio. Listen, Rio was like, nigga, I got a game plan. I ain't falling for that bullshit. It's too obvious. I know what you're trying to do. I'm not doing that with you, nigga. Nigga's about me winning. I'm not gonna sit there and slug with your bitch ass. And if he had tank power, he'd have knocked Pitbull Cruz out. He was hitting Pitbull Cruz with uppercuts that Tank was hitting him with. And later on down the line, if Tank didn't fuck his hand up and kept catching him with some of them fucking uppercuts, he would have knocked Pitbull Cruz the fuck out. I seen the fight. Pitbull Cruz was getting weak in the later rounds. The thing about Pitbull, and I gotta respect it, you can't go 12 rounds with him unless you in shape. That's why I say he could beat a lot of other fucking fighters. Because I don't believe a lot of they fight in spurts. That's what made that fight with Tank so fucking obvious and so good, was because Tank had to be in shape to fight this motherfucker. And shout out to Ryo. He was in shape like a motherfucker. To go 12 rounds with Pitbull? Oh yeah. So Pitbull got exposed. But he's still a hell of a fighter though. Still a hell of a fighter. Go quick commercial break, people. Right back. All right, people. We back from quick commercial break, man. Let me cause I want to do this live stream before I get out of here. Cause I ain't gonna live stream tomorrow. I got some shit to do around the house. But I'll be back live streaming. What's the day? Wednesday? Yeah, I'll be back live streaming Friday. So let me get out of here, man, and do this last live stream. Trying to figure out which one I want to do. Let me see something. Shit. Let's see which one I want to do. Damn. I'll figure it out. It's one of these live streams one of these topics I want to jump on, but because I got about what? How many I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 topics that I want to talk about. But yeah. Yeah. I think individually, I couldn't do 2 of them at once, but I think individually, I can do 2. I mean, I could. They need their own live stream. Cause it's some bullshit. But yeah, I'll figure it out, people. I'm getting ready to go live again, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the live stream. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.